Hey guys, this is Mr. Mario Fan 12.
Or should I say Lion King from Rec Room. Yeah, sorry about this. This is a Stormtrooper voice changer helmet. Here, let me put this back. Set this down. There, check out my Rec Room painting. Just for the hell of it. That's me. With a little touch it up a bit. Parts of it from Disney villains. See, there's the bat wings from Maleficent. The scar on the eye from my favorite Disney villain, Scar from The Lion King. We got Jafar's beard, Captain Hook's mustache, which doesn't show out really well, Dr. Facilier's necklace, these little parts, and the snake staff from Jafar. Just for the hell of it. Okay, now it's time for the real deal. Now, I had an idea to do my thoughts on quests from Rec Room, starting from the worst to the best. And my Rec Room friend Tarfuum suggested me to do that. Well, why not? This video is dedicated to you, Tarfuum. Shout out to Tarfuum, links to his channel in the description. He did the exact same thing as I'm doing now. The link to his video, worst to best quest, is in the description as well. So, you want it? You got it, Tarfuum. This is my opinion on quests, from the worst all the way up to the best. We're gonna start this one off with Crimson Cauldron. They have the exact same enemies as Golden Trophy, but the only difference are those little witches that shoot these purple balls or whatever you call them. I don't know. And they have the goblins that cannon blast those. What are they called again? But you get the idea with the enemies. No, that's the only difference with Golden Trophy and Crimson Cauldron. With the Crimson Cauldron, they added two little enemies. Those are the most pain in the ass. Probably the biggest pain in the ass out of all is the goblins that shoot a mile away. Even a mile away, they still shoot. And also, they have a Kraken boss. Now that one is not too hard. All you have to do is dodge the fireballs and those, whatever you call those, cannon blast things. And the most hardest levels is the second to last level, the final boss. You know, there's a whole bunch of fireballs going anywhere. We got the carbon monoxide poison gas. Is that what it's called? Steam poison gas? I mean, it's like poison gas because it kills you. And those are a pain in the ass. But once you know where they are, they're not hard to dodge. And the weapons I use are those fireworks. The fireworks I use. The fireworks are the weapons that I use. But at the same time, they're also a pain in the ass because I keep friendly firing somebody, which I didn't mean to. They have the exact same enemies as Golden Trophy, but the only difference are those little witches that shoot these purple balls or whatever you call them. I don't know. And they have the goblins that cannon blast those. What are they called again? But you get the idea with the enemies. Well, probably the biggest pain in the ass out of all is the goblins that shoot a mile away. Even a mile away, they still shoot. And also, they have a Kraken boss. Now that one is not too hard. All you have to do is dodge the fireballs and those, whatever you call those, cannon blast things. And the most hardest levels is the second to last level, the final boss. You know, there's a whole bunch of fireballs going anywhere. We got the carbon monoxide poison gas. Is that what it's called? Steam poison gas? I mean, it's like poison gas because it kills you. But once you know where they are, they're not hard to dodge. The fireworks are the weapons that I use. But at the same time, they're also a pain in the ass because I keep friendly firing somebody, which I didn't mean to. And I had a Crimson Cauldron incident, but I'm not counting that as a reason. If you did not watch my Valentine's Day livestream, I had an incident of a Crimson Cauldron. I was playing it with Spider Ninja, his girlfriend, and another player. So once we got to the first part of the mine level all finished, when we got to the end of it, that child friendly fired us, ran off, and killed himself, and then left. How would you feel if you were in that situation? I swear to God, I have never had something happen like that. Here is a clip of the Crimson Cauldron incident.
What the? I put my line
What
down.
the hell is wrong with you?
I don't know. Yes. Hey,
Really?
my chance.
I swear to
Really?
God, I am going to vote kick this asshole.
Are you fucking
I'm going
kidding
to
me?
kill him.
Golden Trophy. Now if you're a beginner on quests, this is the one that you want to start with. It's the easiest quest out of the 5. It has the exact same enemies as Crimson Cauldron, but except there's no witches, there's no goblins shooting cannon blasts. They don't have that. But aside from that, it's the same enemies, minus those witches and those goblins that shoot, the cannons, whatever. The final boss is the hardest of them all. When you're at the final boss, you need to get the crossbow, or you gotta have a crossbow player. Because there is no chance that you can hit it with the sword. Not a chance. Because it shoots fireballs right at you, and you have to dodge fireballs while defeating enemies all at the same time. Can you do that? No. And another problem I have with Golden Trophy, well, the same thing with those other 3 I'm about to mention. You know, Crimson Cauldron, Golden Trophy, and then another one. When you all die, you have to start from the beginning, start over. That's what I don't like about those 3 quests, because why can't they have checkpoints? Well, only 2 do, but we'll get to that later. You see, I put Golden Trophy on the list because it's easier, and you have a crossbow when you get to the final boss, and the enemies are easier to attack. As long as you know the enemy's attacks, the final boss is attacks, and know how to dodge them. So in my opinion, I choose Golden Trophy because it is the easiest. Next one on the list is the Rise of Jumbotron. I like Jumbotron because you get to have guns. You get to shoot bots from a laser tag. The best weapon is the shotgun. But my problems are 2 enemies. One of them is the little mice bots. You'll never know where they're at, but you can hear them where they're coming, but you gotta know where they're at and where they're gonna be coming and charge you. At least they have a warning going beep, 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 beep. That's what I like about that. At least they give you a warning they're coming. And not to mention, they're hard to shoot. They're really small, and with a shotgun, you'll have to shoot more than a dozen times. While with the machine gun, it won't be that much of a problem. But either way, those are the enemies I hate the most. But the hardest, most toughest enemy out of all is that big giant purple bot. It multiplies. It multiplies its attacks. You see all 3 of them? 3 of those big bots? You're screwed because there's no way you can take them all down by yourself. If you have 3 of them, then there's no way you can take them down. The final boss, I think, is the hardest final boss out of all 5 quests in my opinion. No matter what screen you take down, 2 trillion enemies spawn in. You spawn the second screen, then you got those big giant bots. Like, that is impossible to dodge. 3 of them, impossible. You got Jumbotron's laser blast, you got those big giant purple bots. It's impossible to dodge. Well, as long as you're a hardcore expert on quests. If you're hardcore, then it won't be a problem. If you're a beginner, you know you're done. It's just like the other 2. You all die, it's game over, no checkpoints, start back from the beginning. And I already told you why this is hard. Well, to me, I think it's the hardest quest out of the 5, is Jumbotron. I mean, I like that quest, good quest, but holy god, it is hard. Well, at least in my opinion, the hardest quest. And not to mention, the level that gets so echoey, I meant to say echoey, you won't be able to hear what your players are saying. And that is the first level that we get introduced to that big giant boss I mentioned, the big purple guys. Well, that's my problem with that level, because you won't be able to hear what your teammates are saying. It gets extremely echoey, and you got lasers. It's not hard to dodge as long as where you are. And that is the quest, where you do ducking and crouching and shoot and then ducking this way or ducking that way. It's intense for me to be ducking and crouching and shooting all at once. So yeah, that's my opinion on Jumbotron, the hardest quest out of the 5. The next one on the list is the Isle of Lost Skull.
Oh yeah, this is the scallywag hat I bought, the Pirate's Dinner and Adventure.
Okay, anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Isle of Lost Skull. If you're a pirate fan, then this quest is for you. It's really cool. You get to slash out pirates, and I also like that the pirate ship level where you shoot a cannon at the other ship right across, and the other enemies are the most annoying are the bottle throwers, the flintlockers, and the ones that throw the, what are they called? The ones that explode, the bottles that explode. What are they called again? Juggernauts? Yeah, I think they're juggernauts. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Those are the most annoying enemies of the quest. And they also have flintlocks. With flintlocks, even a mile away, you'll still shoot them. You can still shoot them. With the same thing with the flintlock enemies, no matter how far you are, even a mile away, they're still gonna shoot you. No matter how far you are. They are one of the annoying enemies. But at least they give you a warning when they point the gun at you. That is a sign that they're gonna shoot you. They point their gun probably in like a second before they shoot. And it also has a cave level where it gets a pitch black of darkness. When you have other players playing with you, they have to keep up. Don't leave them behind, they get stuck, and you'll have no chance of winning. So that's what I don't like about this. It's because it's pitch black of darkness, and when it's pitch black of darkness, you have to stay put, don't leave them behind, and you gotta wait for them to catch up. That's the problem I have. Well, it's just waiting for players to catch up. And another one is fighting enemies in the dark. In the first part of the level, when you fight enemies, there are going to be bottles being thrown at you the first thing you see. And you gotta have a split-second time to react, because that's where most people die in this level. Right there. And then we have the level before the final boss, you get to go underwater. But the obstacle I hate the most are the bombs. I call them COVID bombs because they look like COVID-19. That's the only hazard that they have that I hate the most. And the final boss, it's a really good final boss. All you have to do is shoot the guy 3 times and he's done. But the final blow, with the final blow, you have to watch out, because you only get a split-second warning that he's gonna shoot the cannons. So he shoots the cannons more often. That's what I don't like about that boss, because when you're about to go to the cannon, he's ready to shoot his cannon. And when you go to the next section of the ship, he's ready to shoot you. And when you go to the middle, boom, he's ready to shoot. And if you die at that final boss, at the final blow, that's sad. Oh, especially you all die right when the boss dies? That is the saddest of them all. No, really, that has happened to me. You want me to prove it? Watch. Fuck.
Of course, right when the boss dies!
Well, I bet you know my favorite quest in Rec Room. Crescendo of the Blood Moon. You might be asking, why do I like Crescendo? Well, 1, it's Halloween themed. And 2, it's inspired by Castlevania, because you know, you got the whip, you got a castle, Dracula as the final boss. And that's one of the reasons I like Crescendo. And it also has mini bosses, and it is the longest quest in Rec Room. Crescendo, the longest quest. I mean, I have beaten it solo before. Well, until I get to the final boss at the final blow, then I get somebody. So, aside from that, yeah, I played Crescendo solo, and it takes me an hour to get through the whole thing. An hour! The longest quest in Rec Room. But there is one enemy that annoys me the most, and you all agree with me, the swoopers. The bats that swoop right at you. I do not recommend taking them out with a shovel or a pitchfork or any other melee weapon, because there's a chance you will get hit by those and die. And also another thing, they have checkpoints. I mean, Isle has checkpoints as well, but this one doesn't have as many checkpoints as Isle. They only have, how many checkpoints? Like 4? Hold on, how many checkpoints do they have? I'm gonna guess 4 or 5, I don't know. I'm gonna say 4, that's my guess. The hardest one is, the Garden of Sorrow. The first part of Garden of Sorrow is the hardest level. And the second hardest is, the dining room level, because it has snipers. At the last section of that level, it has snipers everywhere. That's the hardest level of Crescendo, is the Garden of Sorrow and the dining room section with the Bat Boss. And just like Isle, it has a dark cave room level, and just like before, they have to keep up with you. And that one has booby traps, much like Indiana Jones. I mean, as long as you know where they're gonna shoot, they're not hard to dodge. But others, yeah, they do. They do have a hard time to dodge them. That's what I don't like. And the final boss, Dracula, he is my favorite boss. And he just flies around at random and shoots on anybody he chooses. Like, for example, say you're playing with 2 guys and he has to choose which one to attack, and he chooses me. I'm like, he always goes after me. What, does he hate The Lion King the movie? And when you hit him, he multiplies in 12 bats, enemies spawn in. For every bat you kill, enemies will spawn in at every particular spot, so you have to be careful. And of course, the most hazardous, aside from the bats, are the snipers. So when I'm playing this by myself, I have to look both directions and make sure there's not a sniper shooting at me. And yes, I have carried I've carried hundreds of players for S Plus or playing in particular. And I have played with Therapeutic and Tarfuum. I mean, I have a video of us playing Crescendo. In fact, Tarfuum does too. The link to those videos will be in the description if you want to check them out. It's basically both of our videos and our point of views, saying Tarfuum's Crescendo video at my point of view, and then my Crescendo video at Tarfuum's point of view. Either way, it's the same exact quest, exact same video, just a different point of views. And I also like it has the S Plus outfit and the Midnight Jacket. The outfits are really cool, but the S Plus one is what I wear the most. You know, with the Dracula outfit, with the jacket, the medallion, and the cape. Everyone is trying to always go for the cape. So I can't count how many carries that I have done for S Plus. There you have, my favorite quest is Crescendo of the Blood Moon, and still will be. So there you have it. That is the worst to best Rec Room quests, starting from Crimson Cauldron all the way up to Crescendo. So, what's your favorite quest? What do you think your quests are the best and the worst? Post it in the comments below. What are y'all's opinion? Which is your favorite quest and which is your least favorite? Post it in the comments below. So thank you all for watching this, and this video is dedicated to Tarfuum. Shout out to him. The link to his channel will be in the description, and check him out and subscribe to him. As we wrap this up, this is Mr. Marfan12, aka Lion King from Rec Room, signing off.